Hello and welcome to DreamSpace Live, celebrating International Day of Peace. I'm Michael.
And I'm Deanna.
And we are going to be your host for this very special live event for the next about 90 minutes as we explore what peace means, the International Day of Peace, why we have a whole day dedicated to it. And we're also going to be hopping into Minecraft education, which I'm probably getting a lot of people are excited for. Yeah. So folks, what we're going to do right now is we're going to start off by just having a quick look at what we're going to be learning today. Okay? So let's have a quick look. First and foremost, we are going to be having a brief discussion on what peace actually means, right? It's a very important word, we use it quite a lot, but do you actually know the definition of it? Do you know what it encapsulates, what it actually represents? We're then also going to be looking at the terms of International Day of Peace and who celebrates it, who organizes it, what day of the year they celebrate it on, and so on.
Then, Michael, we're going to be exploring the 17 global goals and how they are linked to peace, but especially how they're connected to this year's theme.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of you have already heard of the 17 global goals for sustainable development, but if you haven't, we're going to be giving you the lowdown on that in just a moment. Third of all, folks, then after we have those discussions and we have a little bit of back and forth on what it means to be peaceful and be celebrating a day of peace, we're then going to jump into a brand new, and not a brand new actually, but an amazing world of Minecraft education called PeaceBuilders. We're going to apply the skills that we've been working on and we're going to be discussing in that world to take on some very special missions.
And finally, we're going to think about ways that we can contribute to peace and the global goals in our own schools and communities so that we can all help to achieve these goals.
Exactly, yeah. So I'm sure a lot of you are thinking, okay, it's fantastic to celebrate peace by playing Minecraft, but we're going to have a bit of a brainstorm to think how we can actually do more after today's 90 minutes also. So, International Day of Peace, you've probably heard of it, but let's take a quick look at what it exactly means. First and foremost, what exactly is peace? Well, looking at a definition of it, peace is the absence of war and conflict and the presence of harmony and freedom and equality in society. Okay, so some big words there, harmony and freedom and equality, but essentially avoiding fighting at all costs and making sure that nobody is in danger. I think that's what peace is kind of summarized as. Secondly, Dee, what are we celebrating today?
We are celebrating International Day of Peace. This is celebrated every September 21st, so today's the day.
Yeah.
And it's just trying to get the idea of peace through 24 hours of non-violence throughout the world.
Exactly. Fourth of all, each year the International Day of Peace has a theme, and this year's theme is Actions for Peace, our ambition for the #global goals, which we'll be discussing in just a moment. And what that's going to be about is encouraging individuals and collective responsibility to foster peace. So I think it's going to be a cool one, and I love the word action there as well. It's not just discussions about peace, we're actually going to be putting it into motion. And then finally, Dee?
Speaking about action, we are trying to encourage young people to just take actions in their schools and communities to promote sustainable peace. And as you were saying, Michael, sustainable peace means it's peace that's there to stay. It's not just a one-moment thing. So we're trying to do that.
Exactly, yeah. And I think that's a really important one. I think a lot of the time we can kind of get into our mindset that what peace truly means is so much grander than an individual, so much grander than maybe what you are. So if you're a young person, you probably think, okay, peace and thinking about peace, that's over my head. That's not for me. I'll worry about it when I'm older. But I suppose peace can kind of be looked at as a bit of a domino effect. Small actions in our everyday life will hopefully contribute to a more peaceful society overall. And that's kind of what we're going to be focusing on today as well. So that theme of this year was actually actions for the global goals. And I'm sure some of you have actually seen these global goals before. But Deanna, do you want to tell us a little bit more about them?
Of course. So the global goals are just 17 items on a big to-do list for every person and institution in the world to try to make the world a better place.
Exactly, yeah.
And so I suppose what we're saying today is that by following these goals, we're trying to make the world a better place, a more peaceful place, and that's like the ultimate goal.
Exactly. And I think what's important about the global goals and what kind of starts a great discussion point is that I think when you think the term sustainability, sometimes you fall into the trap of just thinking, okay, that's recycling and that's being green. But there's actually so much more to it. And let's take a quick look at the global goals to see beyond that. So you would have ones like Global Goal 13, climate action, 14, 15, life below water and life on land, that would be related to being green and recycling and so on. But then you have other ones that you may not associate with what sustainability is, such as number 1, no poverty, or number 2, zero hunger, or even number 3, good health and well-being as well. So these are just titles. You can delve into deeper meanings and what they, basically the sub-goals of each one of these goals are. But then it's important to note that sustainability is not just recycling. It's a lot more than that. It's about making sure that everyone on planet Earth right now has all of their needs met, but also leaving enough resources behind so future generations can have their needs met as well. And I think that could be a little bit of a tricky one to wrap your head around, but sustainability is such an important topic at the moment that kind of fully understanding that is going to be a good one. What do you think, Dee?
I think that's the goal, like leaving the world as a better place than how we found it for people to come. That's what sustainability is all about, and maybe that actually means recycling and all that climate stuff thing, but also living a peaceful world with equality and everything. That's part of it too.
Yeah, exactly. So myself and Dee have had a good discussion there, and we've introduced a good few topics. It's time now to take a moment and pause and have a classroom discussion based on the questions you see on your screen at the moment. So if you could pick one of the 17 global goals to work on that you think would make your school or community more peaceful, which one would it be and why? And then a follow-up question would be, imagine you're a peace builder in a Minecraft world. What would you create to represent peace and why also? So 2 good questions there, one about the global goals and another question to all of our Minecraft fanatics out there, right? So I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys can come up with. And on that, folks, how we want you to approach it is in a think, pair, share approach. So I want each individual in the classroom joining us, I want you to think about your own answers to these questions. I want you to pair up with a person beside you or a buddy, share your thoughts and hear theirs. And then finally, folks, you're going to share them out in front of your class or share them with your teacher also. So take a moment now and pause to discuss these questions. Minecraft education.
Woo!
I'm sure a lot of you are excited to get going on this. I know for a fact that me and Dee are.
We are, yeah.
But let's have a brief little discussion about what Minecraft education is before we get stuck into it. So, first and foremost, Minecraft is just like your favorite video game. Minecraft education is just like your favorite video game, Minecraft, but it's supercharged for learning. You can explore amazing places like the Nobel Peace Center, which we'll be looking at in just a second, and even meet virtual heroes who've won big awards for making peace. So basically the entire power and the cool concepts of Minecraft, but it's actually made in such a way that you can actually use it in school. Can you imagine that, playing Minecraft?
Imagine playing Minecraft in school.
It's going to be fantastic.
Now, Minecraft also has some amazing learning tools. So you're not just playing when you're using Minecraft education. You're also learning, but it's fun learning, you know? So you're doing special missions such as today's mission that's going to be so cool. Just wait until you see it. And these missions teach us some important things about different topics. Today we're going to be doing peace, but there's a lot of different topics. And teachers also have guides to help them lead the way for their students. We're actually going to be sharing some of them today, aren't we, Michael?
Exactly.
For our world today.
Yeah.
So that you can use with your classroom. We're going to be sharing the link in just a few minutes.
Yeah, exactly. And then last but certainly not least as well, it's why we're using Minecraft to celebrate World Peace Day. Well, the Minecraft team has created a very special world called PeaceBuilders. We'll look more of it now in just a second. But it's learning all about what peace really means and how you can be a peace builder. I like that. Nice little fun peace builder, Minecraft builder. Just like some of the amazing heroes you'll meet in the game. Okay, so for all the teachers out there, this is game-based learning. So you're actually using video games to teach and to learn, which is fantastic, and it's really, really exciting. And I hope a lot of people are excited to get stuck into the world. Speaking of Dee, so big reveal, we've talked about it, we've already mentioned the name. The world we're looking at today is PeaceBuilders.
PeaceBuilders.
So let's take a brief kind of description of what exactly PeaceBuilders is all about. So welcome to Minecraft Education's PeaceBuilders world. This world lets you meet Nobel Peace Prize heroes and go on missions that teach you about peace. I love that, missions. That's brilliant. It's such a video gamey term, which I love. From clearing minefields to joining peaceful protests, you'll learn how these heroes have made the world better. All this is part of celebrating International Day of Peace. That's what we're celebrating. So get ready to explore, build, and become peacemakers. So in the bottom left there, Dee, what can people see?
Yeah, so these QR and these link are just our resources to share with teachers. So if you go to aka.ms/PeaceBuilders, you'll find everything you need for this lesson, and they're very fun resources too, Michael.
Exactly. And who we're going to be meeting today is actually some Nobel Peace Prize heroes. I love the term heroes. We're going to be a hero.
They are heroes.
Today. They are heroes, for sure. So these are people, laureates, who's actually received the Nobel Peace Prize. So we're going to be discussing more about what that means. Created by Alfred Nobel. It's a prize given to someone who's actually made great strides in working towards making the world a more peaceful place. But what you will see is that it's across a huge range of different topics. Similar to the sustainability goals, peace isn't just one specific thing. It's across different issues and different countries and all across the globe. So these people have worked on different aspects throughout time and throughout the world. So another time, folks, just to pause and have a brief discussion with your class. So taking it all the way back to our initial discussion about what International Day of Peace is, this year's theme is Actions for Peace, Our Ambition for the Global Goals. So in PeaceBuilders, the world we're about to jump into, we'll meet Nobel Peace Prize winners who've made the world a better place. We have a question for you, and we're going to give you guys about 5 minutes to do so and to have your thoughts and share those with us. What do you think these winners might have done to help achieve these global goals? Okay, so we've discussed global goals, and we've talked about how we're going to meet some Nobel Peace Prize heroes. But to receive such a prestigious award, such an amazing award, they must have done something special. We want to see your guesses on what you think they've done to make the world a better place. And again, folks, use that think, pair, share strategy. So now pause and discuss the answer to that question. Let's look at some key terms for today's game. The first one is the Nobel Peace Prize itself. So we've discussed it before, we even talked about the heroes that won it, and the definition would be the Nobel Peace Prize is a special award given to people who have done amazing work to make the world more peaceful. Okay? So that's literally the most prestigious award. People really, really seek it out, really work towards it, as long as they're kind of doing a greater good for the world, which is fantastic. Maybe one of you who's watching this right now will grow up and actually win a Nobel Peace Prize, which would be fantastic. Secondly, folks, we have the term laureate. So that's mentioned quite a lot as we jump into this world. A laureate is someone who's received a prestigious award, like the Nobel Peace Prize, for their outstanding contributions. All right. So basically, people, previous people who've won the award. It's not an award that kind of transfers around. Once you've won it, you're a Nobel Peace Prize laureate. So we have a couple more terms to look at. But we're going to do that as we move throughout the world. And speaking of, I think it's time now to actually jump over to Minecraft education. So we have booted up Minecraft education. You can see it running on my screen right now. Now will be a fantastic time for all the students joining us to open up Minecraft education and log in. And you can follow us along over the next about 55 minutes as we explore this world. If this is your very first time opening up Minecraft education, congratulations, you started off with a really good one, okay? So you'll see on your screen, we're on the home menu, we have 4 options: play, new and featured, settings, and manage account. New and features is a brand new word that are being released quite regularly. They have really
I think
cool
every
worlds.
month or something.
Yeah, they have really cool worlds coming out quite often, celebrate different days and so on, and different aspects, and there's some really cool stuff coming up on cyber actually as well. We have settings, so you can actually check out settings for any accessibility settings you might want to look into. There's some available to you there in the settings option, and then manage account is just signing out or switching accounts as well. But the main thing you always have to do is you have to make sure you're dressed to impress. You make sure you're wearing the appropriate skin or costume in Minecraft, right? So you'll see I have my character just over here on the right. This is my default skin that I always use. That's what
in real life too, you dress like that.
I do dress like that as well. But the first thing I want you guys to do is I want you to change your in-game skin. So you do that by clicking on your little clothes hanger. And you can then scroll down and you can check out a range of different kind of subheadings and menus as well. So I'm going to scroll on down. I'm going to go into Everyday Heroes and Skin Pack. And what I'm looking for, Dee, is actually I want to look really fancy. Because we're visiting the Nobel Peace Center.
Yeah, that's a very fancy place.
Yeah, we're going to Oslo in Norway. So I better make sure I'm not just wearing my check shirt and my routine. So I'm going to put on my full suit and tie. Yeah.
Very nice.
And then I'm going to hit confirm, and then I'm going to click back out of it again. Next of all, folks, I'm going to click play. and you'll see you'll be brought to this menu. This menu allows you to kind of control a range of different things in Minecraft Education. View My Worlds is where you'll see all the worlds you've previously worked on. Create New is where you're going to be able to create worlds from scratch. Join Worlds for multiplayer. Import is if you're importing different .mc world files externally, if you're sharing them and so on. But the one we're going to be looking at is View Library. So if you go into View Library and then subsequently click on Subject Kits, you will find all of the pre-made worlds and lesson plans that are being built by the Minecraft team and their colleagues who have actually been built into the game. Right? So there's a range of different topics in there and a range of different subject areas such as science, math, computer science and so on. But because we're looking at kind of very much a historic approach, because these Nobel Peace Prize laureates that we're going to be meeting are from a range of different timelines, what we're going to be clicking on is we're going to be clicking on History and Culture. Once you're in History and Culture, you will see that there's this one here that says Active Citizen, which looks very, very similar. It's in the same series. We have Alfred Nobel there as well. But what you're going to do is you're going to scroll down, all the way down, until you find PeaceBuilders. If you're having trouble finding it, you can also search your library. I'm going to say Peace. I'm going to hit Search. And you'll see there's PeaceBuilders popping up as well. So this is the one we're looking for. We're going to click on that. And then we're going to click on Create World. Okay, excellent, folks. So as you can see, we have now spawned into Oslo, Norway, and we are at the gates. We have a whole kind of layout for us, velvet rope out for us as well, as we are kind of welcome to the Nobel Peace Center. So if this is your very first time playing Minecraft or Minecraft Education, I would highly recommend pressing H on your keyboard. So you can see on the left just there, it will pop up all of your controls, just hidden behind Deanna there. So I'm using keyboard and mouse. Minecraft Education also supports touchscreen controls. Touchscreen controls are fairly intuitive. You'll see your arrows pop up on your screen. If you're working with keyboard or mouse like me, your left hand is going to be using controlling your legs with the WASD keys, and your right hand is going to be using on the mouse or the trackpad control your player's eyes. All right, so it might take a little bit of time to get used to, but I'd highly recommend practicing using both your hands for your movement. So now, Dee, we're in Oslo and we're outside the Nobel Peace Center. That's pretty cool.
Very nice building.
Very nice building, and I think we have someone waiting for us just up here. So I'm going to walk up, and then I'm going to right-click on Alfred Nobel and see what he says for us. Okay. Welcome to the Nobel Peace Center, where we honor great peacemakers from around the world. Okay, so I'm going to hit OK. I am Alfred Nobel, inventor of dynamite and explosive, which predates your Minecraft TNT. So Minecraft TNT, very, very popular tool in there. Great word about not doing anything for us. Oh, that's unfortunate. Thanks very much for raising that concern. What I would do, what I would recommend is actually going into aka.ms/ PeaceBuilders, which was put into the Q&A earlier on, and I'm sure we can pop it in there again. And on that page, you'll find Open World, and you'll be able to open that as well. So it's aka.ms/ PeaceBuilders. Okay, and that'll open up the web page, and from that web page, you should be able to open it up as well. If you're still experiencing difficulties, I'd highly recommend just closing the app and reopening the app again. Okay?
That always works.
Yeah, turn it off, turn it back on again. It usually works. So, Alfred Nobel was just introducing himself. My invention revolutionized industry, and I used my wealth to create a prize for people who embody curiosity, creativity, and the drive to be useful to others. Alfred Nobel is actually really, really interesting. His story is really interesting. He didn't want his legacy to be left behind by being dynamite and explosive, something that causes harm or destruction. So he actually invested a lot of his money into the Nobel Peace Prize. So actually working towards
all the Nobel Prizes.
Yeah,
there's different themes for them.
Yeah, there is actually. Yeah, you're spot on. Yeah, 100%. So all the Nobel Prizes. So it's pretty cool. So imagine getting super rich and then being like, okay, I'm gonna make sure I do something good for the world, which is excellent. Okay. Just to let everybody know as well, in the left here we have a little book icon and a little audio icon. That is for immersive reader. So if you ever open in if you're ever reading any text in World and you're having some difficulties reading it, open that up and you will see that there is an entire page here dedicated to making it a bit more easier to read. And you can actually have it play out loud as well by clicking on the bottom button there as well. So you can actually have it be read out audibly to you. Okay. So next I'm going to hit OK. In the exhibit behind me stand 4 past Nobel Peace Prize laureates. So we looked at what laureates meant earlier on, Dee. Each one has a story to tell. Go on in and learn about each one of their causes and how they greatly impacted society. So, here I am, free to roam. Hope everybody is along with me here in the Nobel Peace Centre. So you can play along with me, folks. So I'm just going to be exploring the world, and you can be exploring the world with me as well. I would ask you maybe to stay on track with the different worlds that we explore. But if you're finished early, you can move on to other ones as well. So here we are.
I'm excited to see who we're going to meet today, Michael.
Yeah, very fancy building, which I like a lot. Some TNT just there. So we have our 4 laureates just here. We have a button that says "Do not push," and obviously,
well, I'm with TNT, so push the button.
So to push buttons in Minecraft, you right-click it. Abel's coming right in there and saying, "What are you doing? The sign says do not push." I'm going to say, "Okay, that's no problem at all." Do we give it one more push?
It's always a bad idea to set up a sign that says "Do not push a button."
Exactly. I would be more inclined not to push it if it said "push this button."
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm going to right-click one more time. Really, again with the button? Dynamite is dangerous, my friend. Take it from me, I invented it. Alright, then Alfred Nobel knows this stuff. So we're going to avoid that. Will we do one more?
No,
we'll do it. No. Okay, we'll leave it. So here we have, folks, all of our Nobel Peace laureates. So we have Jody Williams, who we can explore and interact with. So each one of our laureates is kind of standing in a little bit of a museum showcase here. And we click this little button for them to actually walk out to us to interact with us. But I want to take a quick look around before we do so. We have another one, and they have the images behind them that kind of depict what their world would be like. This one is the United Nations High Commission for Refugees. Very good. And then we're going to move around here, and then we have our 3rd laureate, who was Desmond Tutu. Okay, so again, you can probably take a guess here. I'm assuming probably peaceful protests and so on might be based on this world. And we're going to take our final look at our final one, which is Karl von Ossietzky. And we see here, it's kind of,
it's a little dark.
It's a little dark.
In this world.
But I do think, Dee, that I look fairly suited to this dark little
world. Yeah, you do.
tie. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to explore Karl's world first. So I'm going to right-click, and I'm going to load in this world. And then I'm going to pause, folks, for just a moment, just so you guys can catch up with us as well. And then we're going to hear a little bit about our laureate in just a moment. So I'm going to walk up to Karl. I'm going to right-click. And then we must expose acts of hate and violence before they poison our public life, as they did in my home country of Germany. I'm Karl von Ossietzky. Come with me, and together we'll explore the truth to the masses at all costs. I'm going to hit travel. That's going to load me into the new world. I'm going to take a brief pause to make sure you guys catch up with us. Okay? Okay, great stuff, folks. So we are in Karl von Ossietzky's world. I know someone was asking there just about how to talk to NPCs. So NPCs are non-player characters. These are the people in our world. So first and foremost, you want to make sure you are right up close beside them. And then once their name pops up over their head, you can right-click, okay, or tap on them if you're on touchscreen to open up their dialog box. So Karl von Ossietzky says, I see you have arrived. Come with me and let's get out of this rain. I'm going to say, okay, and then we're going to see, we're going to follow him. So as we're actually following Karl, Diana, do you want to catch up on maybe some fun facts or his background and information on this Nobel Peace hero?
Course. Yeah. So our hero, as he said earlier, he is from Germany. And he lived just through both of the world wars.
Okay.
And we're going to see later what he did, but he was mainly he loved peace, he hated war, so he was trying to make sure that peace was all around, and he liked to call out on people who didn't make sure peace.
That's a good way as well, you know, making sure that everybody's on the same line with it.
Exactly.
So Germany, so Karl's come back to us here and said, Germany signed the Treaty of Versailles to make peace after the Great War. So at that time, in this point of history, World War I was actually called the Great War.
Yeah.
Yet they violated by secretly preparing for war. I've been contacted by the informant who knows where this is happening. They will tell us where to find the evidence so we might expose the truth. Okay, so let's check it out. Around the corner, there's a basement club where you'll meet our informant. So informant's kind of like a spy kind of a thing.
Yeah,
They're the
I
ones
love
that give you the
spy vibe we're doing.
That's why I wore my three-piece
Oh, yeah.
my tuxedo. It contains a paraphrase. The first, passphrase. The first passphrase will let the informant know they can trust you. If you have the right person, they'll respond with the correct passphrase. So I'm going to hit OK. And he has given me a book. So this is actually a closed book in Quill. I'm going to right-click on it, to open it up, and it says, speak this phrase to the people in the club. Excuse me, do you know the quickest way to Berlin?
So how do we know if we're with the right person, Michael?
And if they respond, why go to Berlin? It's much nicer in Munich this time of year. They're the informant. So then I have to answer with this. I just left Munich and have a conference in Berlin. Okay, very good.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go walk down here, and I'm going to find this little club that Carl was talking about. So it's a nice rainy day. Need to get in and get some shelter. So I think I found the club.
Yep.
Down these steps.
Looks like a basement.
Looks like a basement. The door is already open for me. If the door closes, you can right-click them to move them. Okay? Oh, there's himself. Hello, Carl. They must not be seen speaking to one another. Press on, find the informant, and use the password I gave you. Yeah, it's probably not the best thing to walk up. Like, hey, Carl.
You're blowing your cover, Michael.
Are you the waiter? I've been waiting to be seated for 15 minutes. So we have two options. Excuse me, do you know the quickest way to Berlin? Pardon me, never mind. So what do you think?
I'll say go with the first one, see if he's the informant.
Yeah. Who cares about Berlin? I can't even find a table here. All right, okay, that's it.
Not them, and they're angry, so let's go away.
That sounds like a you problem. I'm going to keep moving. I have business to take care of. Okay, we have this person here. I'll take another one. I'll take another if you're buying. Excuse me, do you know the quickest way to Berlin? Or pardon me, never mind. What do you think?
Let's go one. I think we need to find our informant, so...
This isn't Berlin. I'm way off course.
Well,
okay, so
man is no help.
And then they're looking around. A few more people standing around. And remember, folks, just again, you have to make sure you're right up close beside an NPC before right-clicking. You see in the bottom right here, we have our right-click option to say talk. So make sure that pops up on your screen. And again, hit H if you want those controls to pop up. So right-click. Can I help you? And then we're going to have to answer passwords again.
Yep.
I don't have time for geography. Can't you see I'm busy here? Okay. Oh, this seems like a very informant-looking person with the trench coat. Okay, let's check it out.
One.
Hello. Excuse me, do you know the quickest way to Berlin? I'm going to say yes. Oh, why go to Berlin? It's much nicer in Munich this time of year. I think I've heard this phrase before.
Yeah, I think these are guys.
So I have two options. I just left Munich and have a conference in Berlin, or, oh yes, Munich is closer. What was our follow-up question?
I think it was number one.
Okay, I was a busy guy. I was going to a conference, so I'm going to hit one. Glad you could make it. There's so much we should discuss. In the factory across the canal, there are weapons being shipped out under the cover of an auto parts company. I'm sure of it. I will help you get inside by causing a distraction at the gate. All you need to do is get into position, but the bridge is under heavy guard. Try crossing the canal that docks near the bridge. When you're in position, wait for my distraction. Good luck. Okay. So that informant's going to distract them for us.
Yeah.
I'm going to walk out. I'm going to take a quick look out here. I'm going to meet Carol. Hello, Carol. What did the informant say? The factory is making weapons? We must get proof. Let's head there via the canal, as she suggested. Join me onward. Excellent. Brilliant. So I'm going to follow Carol. As I'm following Carol, did you want to check in on the Q&A?
Yes.
See how we're getting on?
Of course. Let's see. I think everyone's doing okay for now.
Okay, brilliant.
They're probably just following you through the world.
Yes, okay. So Carol is just here. Chilling out. Across the canal. Oh. Okay. There's the dock the informant mentioned. Let's cross here. Okay, so that's probably an issue some people might run into. They might get to this fence, they can't pass it. You have to talk to Carl again.
Okay.
Carl's waiting at the gate. He's a gatekeeper. We're going to move down here. Take a look. Where do I need to go? I'm going to walk around here. Oh, I have to go up. Yeah, and then move across. Very dark.
It is. There's Carl.
There's Carl. We made it. Now to prove the government's war efforts are real, this building should hold the evidence we need. So this is where they're keeping their secrets. Okay, so this is our location. This is where we're going to have to break into. Without proof, the world would not believe us. We must get in and find evidence. Once we have it, we will shut off the power to aid in our escape.
Oh, okay.
Look, our informant has arrived with our distraction. Oh, you don't see that very often in a car in Minecraft. Now's our chance. Okay, I want to see what the distraction is. She's planning to have a broken down car. And they have crossbows, so I'm going to make a quick exit. Okay.
So someone's telling us, Michael, in the Q&A, they could not find Carl, so that now they're lost. Any advice on how to find Carl?
Could not find Carl, so now lost. Okay. So can you tell us whereabouts you couldn't find Carl?
Was it at the basement or maybe at the canal? Where could you not find him?
Yeah, and we'll be able to help you out from there. Okay, are you ready? Now is our moment. Yes? Okay. That's probably a good trick in this world as well, folks. A lot of the time, Carl's waiting for you. You have to talk to him again before he opens up the path for you. I'm really tempted to just run over.
Leave Carl behind.
But I think that'll break my cover, so we got to talk to Carl again. Okay, quickly climb the wall to the other side. You'll be able to open the iron gate from there. So we need to climb the wall. I'm going to open up this wall here now. I'm going to walk down here.
Now, this is a tricky one, Michael. It took me a while to actually discover how to climb the wall.
Do you want to help us out?
Okay, go to the left of Carl. There's a pillar there.
Oh,
you can actually climb that one.
There's some little... Okay.
It has like little steps on it.
Yes, I see. Okay, very good. So I'm up on the wall. They can't see me. Got to make a swift exit. And then I'm going to hit my right switch and open up the door. Okay, Carl, come on in. Splendid work. Onward we go. We should enter quietly and cautiously. Okay, no problem, Carl. Take your word for it. Okay. I'll follow Carl. If this was just an auto factory, why do these crates have military markings, right? I think we found our first piece of evidence. Take the camera and photograph these crates. The partners to the side should be able to use to create weapons. Okay, so see in my hotbar, on the hotbar just down here, we have our camera and we have film. Okay. And down here, if you haven't played Minecraft before, is our hotbar. So each one of these boxes are represented by a number on my keyboard. So see that box highlighted there? That's because I pressed 3. My next one is I press 4, 5, and so on. If you're on touchscreen, you can just click on it. Okay?
Okay.
And then you click on 1. How are we looking in our Q&A?
So they're actually still with Alfred Nobel.
Where do we go from here? Okay, brilliant. So what I would recommend is if you're still at Alfred Nobel, walk down, find one of the Nobel Peace Prize laureates, and in front of them there will be a little button. Yeah, a little button. And you aim your cursor on that button and right-click. And what I mean by cursor is, see this little plus icon in the menu? That is your plus, and right-clicking on that will actually have the Nobel Peace Laureate come out of their painting, and you'll be able to talk to them. Kind of like a night at the museum.
They're coming to that.
So I need to take a picture. So I have it here in my hand, so I'm going to right-click. And you have to hold it down. It's taking a picture, okay? You can see that picture. Go into my third slot. So I've taken our picture. Let's see what Carl has to say. Well done. However, we'll need more proof that the German government is actually gearing up for war. Let us continue our search. Okay. Wait, there are soldiers patrolling here. There must be more evidence nearby. Guards are trained to follow the same patrol routes. Learn their patterns to avoid detection as you navigate through their factory. It is advisable to split up to double our efforts. I will search downstairs and you can invest the upper areas. Now, I think what Carl's done there is the correct move. But I always, every time we're in an investigative situation, I'm like, let's stick together. Let's not split up.
Don't leave me alone, please.
But I think Carl has trusted us to go our own way here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look around, taking a right turn. So you can explore here, folks. I've spotted my first guard. And because our first guard is just there, I'm assuming that the guard is guarding something. Oh, he's stuck in. So whatever's down past that guard is probably where I need to go. And there's a bright light down there as well. So I'm assuming that's where the game is telling us to go. I'm going to walk down here.
Wait, but how did you avoid the guard, Michael?
So he was facing the other way.
Okay.
So each guard has a select pattern. And you learn those patterns to be able to get past them. So we're just past them. See this little
ladder there?
I need to climb it up. So sometimes ladders are quite tricky in Minecraft. You have to look up and press your W, so walk into the ladder, and that will bring you up. Okay? Okay, brilliant. And away I go on my adventure. So, we have a new kind of station down here. More guards with crossbows, so we definitely don't want to run into them. And we have a little communications device. Okay, Carl's over the radio. Do you want to take this one?
Yeah. What is that? It appears to be an aircraft engine. It could be for civilian aircraft, but it could also be used for military planes as well. Take a photo of it just to be sure.
Just to be sure. I like it. I like that little image of Carl as well coming on the
camera there.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. So we need to take a picture of one of the aircraft.
Airplane.
So just here.
Just there.
And see these little indicators? It shows cases where we need to take a photo. Remember, you have to hold down your camera. Take it just like that. So if you play Minecraft, you kind of use your camera similar to like a bow and arrow. So you can look down. There's our engine. Okay, excellent. So, got to keep moving. Duck and dive. Keep an eye out for guards. Okay, I'm good. Oh, that car is the guard there. While you were photographing evidence, I discovered another way in. It might be of use to us at a later hour. I'll continue my search as you continue yours. Okay, good stuff, Carl. Thank you. So open that door. I got to keep moving. So I've a
there's another guard there.
So
feels like they're looking at you, but they're not doing anything. So
okay, now is my time to go. Okay, a hidden airfield. There are planes inside, but it's difficult to tell what kind from here. Regardless, those hangars could hold hundreds of aircraft.
Hundreds of aircraft, imagine that.
Dare I say, enough to start a war. Take a photo for evidence. So actually, war is probably a word we should have discussed a little bit earlier on.
Yeah.
I think we had it there. If you want to maybe call out what the definition of war is, Dee.
Yeah, so war is actually a conflict between people or like groups or countries where they fight against each other, and they usually cause a lot of harm and damage where they do it, and there's usually a lot of people hurt. Yeah,
exactly. So it's never the right outcome. Never a good idea. So that's what kind of Carl is working towards. So take a photo for evidence. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a snap. Tough enough to see, but hopefully my camera will be able to spot that. And there you go. So once you see that film in your hotbar, you'll see you've gotten the photo. So there we go. We have our airfield just taken there. So I always have my camera out ready to go. Oh, guard just there. I'm going to move in quickly. Move up the stairs. Hopefully everyone's getting on okay. I wonder if anyone's ahead of me or behind me in regards to their missions.
If you have any questions about the world, about anything, just let us know in the Q&A.
Yes, exactly. I'm going to move down here. Okay. So we have a soldier over there. We have a little hook. This soldier coming right for us. So I'm gonna hide behind these boxes. I'm gonna like crouch, look around the corner. Oh. Okay. So what I noticed coming in here, Dee, was the warning sign. There's a hook. We have a little flip switch here, and I have to press it. If I see a flip switch, I have to press it, just like those buttons from earlier on. I'm going to click that. There we go. So now we have that moving. I wonder how that can help us.
Can you maybe use it to move to the other side, Michael? Would that be something you can do?
I think so. It's kind of like Indiana Jones here.
Yeah.
Singing along.
Very adventurous.
So I'm going to jump on. Whoa. Oh no, I fell.
Oh no.
Carl's not going to be happy with that. So I'm going to make my way back up. Now I think you're spot on. I think that was right. We just have to make sure we hold on tight.
Yeah.
Staircase. Okay, here we go. Second time lucky. So we have to time it though as well.
So that the guard won't...
if I right click, I mount it.
Cool.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no, we got caught.
we were on the hook, right?
Yeah.
We couldn't stop. Halt, what are you doing here? Come with me. Okay.
We're in a prison now.
We're in prison. Not the ideal scenario.
No.
So we have a guard up there. Our bed. Iron. Oh! There's Carl.
There's a friend.
Hello, Carl. Up here. I'll get you out of here. Okay, thanks, Carl.
Thank you so much.
You must be more careful. If the guards catch us, the mission could be over. This place seems to be connected to many different areas of the building. we can use these doors to sneak back in if need be. Okay?
Okay.
So there's two options here, Dee.
Okay.
We can say that's A-okay,
Yes.
or we can say return and go back to the Nobel Peace Center.
Okay.
Now, I'm looking at our time, and I want to make sure everybody experiences maybe one other Nobel Peace Prize laureate. So what we might do is we might jump back into the Nobel Peace Center and talk about someone else.
We probably have enough evidence to help Carl now.
Yes, exactly.
So.
We have a good bit of evidence, and I'm sure anyone joining us, they can keep going with this world if they want to. I just want to give you a taster of what the other world sees. And maybe, Dee, when we're returning to the world, maybe you can read out a little bit more about Karl von Ossietzky's life and fun facts and so on.
Of course.
Are you sure you want to return to the museum? I sure do. And I get teleported back to the Nobel Peace Center. So there's Carl. Carl, don't worry, I'll come back after today's live event. I'll go back and I'll make sure I'll help him out. He's doing some great work there. But do you want to tell us a little bit more about Carl?
Yeah, so an interesting thing about Carl is, Michael, he wasn't very good at school.
He wasn't very good at school?
He wasn't.
Okay.
But then he was very good at writing.
Okay.
And he was interested in whatever was happening in society. He was a pacifist, so he was against war at all costs.
Okay.
So what he did was he became a journalist.
Oh.
And he called out on the German government being prepared for war when they had signed a treaty to not be in war.
Yes.
So that's why he got his Nobel Prize.
Amazing.
So imagine, from not being good at school and being maybe yelled at every day, he came to be a Nobel Prize.
That's amazing. An amazing story. And I think I remember once hearing that Carl is very much centered on free speech, which we probably should have mentioned a little bit earlier on. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about free speech, just as I have a quick look around?
Yeah, so free speech is just being able to express your opinions without anyone telling you, oh, you can't say that because the government will not take it well or something like that. So he was very free when he spoke, and he called out very big, important people who were doing stuff that he didn't agree with. Okay,
excellent. So good guy, Carl, there. That's brilliant. One of our laureates. And again, we'll return and complete that mission after the event. So next of all, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, something that's kind of, I like the bright green colors. I know we're in a dark, rainy area there.
Yeah.
I think we might gravitate
Let's go
towards
the opposite.
the opposite. So who we might work with now is Jodie Williams. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right-click. Jodie Williams is going to come down to me. I'm going to right-click her again. My name is Jodie Williams. In 1997, I won the Nobel Peace Prize for my work banning and clearing landmines. There are some 100 million mines still hidden around the world. I've seen the destruction that they can cause firsthand. Follow me as I embark on my quest to create a landmine-free planet. I'm going to hit continue. I'm going to spawn into this village. We were in this village. We're going to explore it. I'm going to walk around and talk to a few people. You want to tell us a little bit about Jodie Williams?
Yeah. So she was born in 1950 in the United States, and she saw what the landmines could do. And let's go into what a landmine is first. So a landmine is a mine that is set on the floor, and sometimes it's hidden. And when something comes on it, it explodes.
Okay.
So it's actually something made so that when people walk on top of it or a vehicle comes by, it will explode on them.
Okay.
So she saw this and she was like, we can't have this happening. So she started a campaign to ban landmines so that they weren't allowed in the world anymore. But still, there's a lot of landmines that haven't exploded all around the world. And
I suppose if that's the idea of like the hidden landmine that can't be seen after the war is over and everyone's agreed to stop fighting, who's actually going to go out and clean up those landmines? The ones that haven't been exploded, because you can't guarantee each one.
No one goes and collects their
mines.
Yeah,
exactly. Afterwards. Yeah. No. So we're here in the village and we are talking to our first villager NPC. Remember, right-clicking on them will open up their dialog box. Welcome to our village. Although the soldiers have been gone for decades, their landmines still remain ready to take our lives. We very much appreciate your help here. Your friends have set up camp just outside the village. Okay, it's good to hear that we have friends. We have another friendly face over here. You're really going to get rid of the mines. How do you find them? Good question.
Yeah.
Let's respond with, you'll see.
Maybe our friends will tell us how to find them.
It's a very nice village. I like it a lot. I love our square wheel bike. I love that.
I wonder how they roll.
In Minecraft, everything is possible. Are you here to find the mines? Can I help? Okay, that's a no. No. I'll do this myself. Make sure it's professionals working on it. I'm going to say no. So you got to look after yourself. And then we're going to talk with one final villager. Please be careful. We've learned to always think before we act. Okay. Okay, so we have been prepped. And maybe one final person I want to talk to. One day I was walking to the forest to get firewood for our family dinner. Suddenly, there was a loud bang, and the next thing I knew, I was in the hospital. Now I can't go to the forest anymore. So that is incredibly sad, incredibly sobering. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to Jody. Great, you've made it. People of this village are in danger. With every step they take, landmines from previous conflicts in the region still exist here. The villagers don't deserve to live in fear. Come with me and I'll show you how we can help. So even just unpacking that, do you imagine in your own home, in your own locality, in your own community, constantly having to look where you place your feet, and the second maybe you take your mind off it and you don't concentrate, you could run into it. And because they were so well hidden, I'm sure even if you're so cautious, that still didn't help. So it's very dangerous, very sad also, you know?
Thankfully, we're here to take them out.
Exactly, yeah. And so this is Jody Williams' campaign in 1997.
1997 is when she got the prize.
Yes.
Her work was a little previous.
Okay, I see. And I think we mentioned earlier on, when talking to one of the NPCs there, I think they mentioned the word treaty. So I want to tell us a little bit about what does treaty mean, if just catch everyone up.
Yeah, so a treaty is an official agreement between countries where they agree to certain things. And for example, on these, they agreed to not use landmines anymore. Yeah. So they're often used to solve conflicts or promote peace because they all agree to basically not be violent on each other.
Okay, I see. So then Jody Williams is coming back to us saying the landmine is eternally prepared to take victims. Long after the war ends, the mines continue to destroy lives. To bring peace to these people, we need to take action. We've located a minefield ahead. Are you ready to help? Talk to the mine disposal team to learn more. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to walk down. And we're going to talk.
There's a camp.
Oh yes, yeah. And here we are is at a camp. We have a couple of different people. We have the ICBL mine disposal. So if you're going to help us find the mines, you'll first need a mine detector to help your search and a blast suit to protect you from any accidental explosions. Inside the tent there's a locker with the gear you need. Go get it. Okay, so there's people actively working to remove these mines. These are obviously professionals because they have a blast suit in place. We need to make sure we're prepared. That's what we're going to wear. And that's why we weren't bringing the children who were talking in the villagers to with us. So I'm going to say, okay. I'm going to walk over. And there is our blast suit. Before I pop that on, I'm going to talk to this NPC here. ICBL worker. Use the mine detector on a dirt patch to search for mines. It will reveal all the clear areas nearby. However, if you see a number, watch out. That means there is a mine next to it. If you think you've located a mine, mark it with a flag, and we'll take care of the rest. Okay, perfect. So, basically, I'm scoping it out. So I'm actually not going to be physically removing the mines. I'm going to be marking the mines.
Locating them so someone else can come and take them out.
So this is my blast suit. I'm going to right-click on it to put it on. Let's check. I'll check myself out. How do I look?
Very prepared for the job.
I look very prepared. Just as much as I was prepared for my secret agent role earlier on, I'm very prepared for this job now. We also have our mine detector in our hand as well. So, let's jump back into first person. And here is our minefield. So I'm going to do one little hello to this worker. Those numbers that appear tell you how many mines are next to it. If you see a 1, it means there's one mine touching it. The mine could be touching in any direction. All right, so that's up, down, left, right, and diagonal. Yeah. Including diagonally. Oh, including diagonally. Use the numbers to help you mark the mines. Clear all the squares that don't have mines and your mission is complete. I'm going to hit OK. Okay, so time to test this out. So left click is to remove a piece of dirt.
Okay.
And right click is to mark it with a flag.
So when you think there's a mine there, you right click on it.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm going to left click on this. Whoa.
Oh.
That's a really lucky one. So it's opened up an entire area for me. Sometimes it'll only remove that one area. Sometimes it'll remove a lot of squares. And if I walk forward, there's some numbers on the ground.
Yeah.
So we have 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. So what do those ones mean? So basically, that means that this square here, that I'm just hitting, either up, down, left, right, or even diagonally, it is touching one mine. But because there's only one dirt patch left, that means what, Dee?
That's a landmine.
That is a landmine. And I'm going to right-click on that to place that in. Now, this 2 one means that there's 2 landmines.
Okay.
And because every other square, up, down, left, right, apart from these 2, are covered, that means this one has to be
a mine.
A landmine. Exactly.
There you go.
Now, what else can we do? So we know that this square here, up, down, left, right, and so on, is touching that one, and it's only 1.
1.
So this means this is definitely
not a landmine.
Not a landmine.
There you go.
And this means this is also
not a landmine. And
we have to be careful here.
Yeah, but I think that top one, just on top of the number 2, has to be not landmine because it has a lot of ones around it.
Because this one is talking about this one, this one's talking about this one, so we can go just like that. We can actually, because this one is centered and this is touching this one, this whole area won't have any mines.
Very good.
Okay?
We have a lot of 2s there, so maybe be careful.
And this 2 is actually the special 2, I think.
Special, yes.
Because this 2 tells us that down here, there is a
landmine.
Because this one will be a mine and this one will be a mine.
Okay.
We're going to walk up. We have another 1 here. Top tip, Michael's top minefield tip, is that if you ever have a 1 off a corner of anything, you always know that that is a mine. Yes, that is a mine. Because in all the squares around this one, they're empty. There's nothing. But it has to, this 1 is only there because it's touching a mine, so that's removed.
So you have another 1 there, Michael. And so you know the one to the right to the flag that you just placed is not a mine.
Not a mine.
And maybe the one underneath that one is not a mine either.
And this one here also?
Yeah.
So basically creates like a little outer square outside of the number is what it's all referencing to. Okay, perfect. Okay, and I think, Dee, this one here also tells us that this is a mine.
Yeah. But then the corner there should not be a mine?
Yes, because this 2 is a mine and a mine. So I'm going to hit just like that.
There you go. Whew.
Okay.
I was nervous with that one.
So let's check in on how everyone's getting on.
Yes. I'll check the Q&A. You take care of the mines.
I'll keep looking after the mines.
So they can't see the button on in front of our lorries, right? So I'm guessing sometimes things in Minecraft don't look like what we are expecting them to look like, right?
Yeah.
So it has to be a square button there in top of a box.
So there is a pillar in front of the picture, and on top of that pillar is like, it kind of looks like a block of wood, like a chunk of wood.
Yeah, smaller than the block.
Yeah, and it's like a rectangle. And then if you hover over that, you can right-click on it. Hopefully that will make sure you right-click. Yeah, so the right-clicking is the key there.
Yeah.
You know. And then if that button is gone, that means Jodie Williams has already walked down, so you can talk to Jodie Williams.
To her. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, Dee, I'm in a little bit of a pickle.
Okay.
A little bit of a minefield right now. I don't see any obvious safe bets.
Okay.
Because our 2 here can be these 2 or these 2, and our 1s up here can be all 1s. But what I might have to do, I might have to take a risk.
Okay.
And
let's try to make it as calculated risk as we can.
So it's all about calculated risk. And actually, I wonder if any of the teachers joining us has noticed what this little bit of gameplay is replicating. So you might remember Minesweeper on old PCs.
Yeah.
This is actually Minesweeper.
Yeah. That's what I thought when I saw this world. I was like so excited. I used to play this so much.
So we have to follow the procedures of Minesweeper. And whenever I used to play Minesweeper, I used to have, if I was in this situation, I'll always do corners.
Okay.
Because the corner means that it's less likely you have less faces to be working with. So I'm just going to take a chance, Dee. Left click.
Ooh.
That doesn't help.
Well, but it didn't kill us either.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it didn't explode. So I'm going to try our next corner.
Okay. That's better.
So that does help us. Does it?
Yes, I think so, because now you have, well,
yeah.
I think I would go with the new corner there. Just
this one?
No, the one to the right.
Here?
I think so.
And say that's not a mine.
Yeah.
Okay, let's test it out, Dee.
Oh no! I'm sorry, Michael.
It's okay, no problem at all. We might have one more quick game just before wrap up. Please, folks, let us know how you're getting on. So, did you stick with Carl? Have you joined us in Jody Williams' world? Or maybe you're exploring one of the other Nobel Peace Prize heroes and laureates in one of their worlds also. So, while I'm equipping my blast suit, Dee, do you want to tell us a little bit more about Jody? I believe she was something called an activist.
Yes, exactly. So an activist is a person who takes action to bring about social or political change, and they're often trying to fight for peace or justice. And so Jody was an activist, and she was trying to, as we said, ban landmines. And she started this thing. You know how when you talk to people there in the world, they say ICBL worker.
Okay, yeah.
So the ICBL is the international campaign to ban landmines.
Okay.
And that's what Jody started, and that's how she got her Nobel Peace Prize.
Okay, very interesting. That's great work.
Yeah.
Very, very good work.
It's a huge change in society, I think, because now, of course, there's a lot of mines over the world, but still, like, people are not allowed to put any more out. So I think that's a win for everyone.
Of course. So.
Okay, I see you're doing great there.
I think I might be getting a little bit too confident with it, though.
Yes. So there's 2 twos there, so you might. So the corner has to be Yeah. Very good.
Okay. This one here means that this has to be a mine.
Okay.
Ooh, that means that has to be a mine because that's a 2. These are cleared.
Yes.
That's cleared up there.
2,
Oh, here we go. Okay.
Now you have that 3 there.
We're in the end game.
But I think that last 3 will help you there because it only has connection to 3 squares there.
Uncovered blocks.
So they're all landmines, I think.
Those are all landmines. Okay. Okay, I get you, Dee. So
you're missing 1 for that other 3.
So this or this has to be
exactly
a mine. Okay, so this one has to be a mine. One of these has to be mine for that. But then 2.
I think if you go with the 2 sides, you will be getting 1. I think you cover all 3, 2, and 1 if you go with the left and right, and then just hit. So yeah.
Left and right
mines, and then just hit the middle one. Oh, don't trust me too much on this one.
It's all on you, Dee. Let's see.
Oh.
Okay, brilliant. And then that, because that's 2, that means this is clear.
That's clear. Should be.
That's clear, and then. Hey! Yes. Success.
Very good.
Very good. Oh, look, we're getting celebrations.
Woo!
Brilliant. I'm gonna celebrate with them. Woo!
Oh, yeah.
Excellent. Okay, brilliant. I'm gonna talk to Jody Williams. You have done a great thing by identifying those mines. The crew will be able to clear them and make this village safe once again. Our work does not stop here, though. There are many more minefields to be cleared. You can now stay and find more mines or return to the museum. So, I'm going to return to the museum.
Yes. So we don't have a lot of time left, Michael.
Yeah, so we're nearly on wrap up. So, are you sure you want to return to the museum? I'm going to say yes. I want to just show this little feature. Because we completed that world, you will see that one of our blocks on the back of our Nobel Peace Center has actually lit up. And if you complete all 4 Nobel Peace Laureates worlds, a little surprise will open up at the back. So that's going to be a little bit of an Easter egg. So if you want to continue on after today's event, I highly recommend fully completing the Nobel Peace world. You know, PeaceBuilders, excellent, very, very good. So,
Michael, do you want to show us just very quickly how to click on that button?
Yes, okay.
So that everyone who didn't get to it.
Yes, exactly, right? So if anyone was having trouble with that, see if your block looks like this, it means that it's already been clicked and your Nobel Peace Laureate has walked down and we can talk to them, okay? However, if your block looks like this and your Nobel Peace Laureate is still up on that stage, still on the painting, this is the button you have to click on.
Okay.
I'll go full content for this just so you can see it. See this little plus icon? That is where you have to line up on your button. And then you right-click to have your Nobel Peace Laureate walk down towards you.
Very good.
Of what you can do after today's event to continue celebrating International Day of Peace. So we have a couple of recommendations. First and foremost, learn about the global goals. So why not spend some time learning about the 17 global goals? Pick one that resonates with you and think about how you can contribute to it. Maybe even reflect upon the 4 Nobel Peace Laureates that you meet within PeaceBuilders and maybe see, okay, what global goal were they working towards?
Another one is just making a poster that represents what peace means to you, what global goal you can link it to, and then just share it with your community, sharing it online, on your school, wherever you can.
Yes. Third one, folks, would be a community cleanup. So organize or join a local cleanup event. This contributes to Global Goal 15, Life on Land, and it also fosters spirit and community spirit at that.
Another one is peaceful conversation. So just have an open discussion with family and friends about what peace means to you and how each person can contribute to it. This aligns with Global Goal 16, of course, peace and justice.
Yes, of course. I think that's a really, really important one. Number 5 is donate or volunteer. So choose a charity that works towards one of the global goals and either donate or offer your time. Every little bit helps. So maybe if you're a little bit too young to volunteer, it'd be a great opportunity to maybe go through your room and see if there's anything you would like to donate. So bring it to a charity shop or something like that, or maybe ask your adult at home to help you kind of do a collection that you can donate also.
Very good idea. And the last one is make a social media campaign. You can use your school social media to raise awareness about the global goals and how they relate to peace. You can use hashtags such as hashtag Peace Day and hashtag Global Goals to spread the message.
Excellent. Very, very good. So that has kind of brought us to the end of today's event, folks. Thank you so much for joining us. We're ending just on time. If you did enjoy today's event, please let us know in the Q&A, or you can follow up using hashtag MSStreamSpace or following us at ms_eduirl, which you can see on the bottom of your screens right now. We love hearing your feedback. If you took any snaps and you want to share them on your school's social media pages as well, make sure to use those hashtag MSStreamSpace so we can see it. We'd be delighted to see those. We love people engaging with the DreamSpace live events. And we have so much more coming up, so stick around, because after myself and Dee sign off, we're going to pop up the screen to showcase to you all the upcoming DreamSpace live events as well. So from myself, thank you so much. Hope you have a fantastic International Day of Peace.
And peace out.